Welcome back. I would like to call to order October 25th, 2021 regular town council meeting, and this is the first version of this new council that you're going to see, and so get used to us for the next 4 years. This is what you have, and I'm proud to say that I'm very happy to work with this group, and we're going to build a great team. So, and I'd also like to say hi to Amberly, who's staying up late to watch this meeting. So, okay, I will look for a motion for adoption of the agenda. Councilor Warren makes that motion. Is there any additions or deletions to the agenda? Seeing none, all those in favor, carried. Adoption of the last minutes. Councilor Berry makes the motion. Any errors or omissions within those minutes? Seeing nobody jumping up and down, all those in favor, carried. Okay, we'll start with correspondence.
This is a letter from the Royal Canadian Legion. Dear Sir, Madam, Road Closure Remembrance Day. We would like to formally request that the town close off the roads around the cenotaph to traffic for 2 hours on Remembrance Day from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. We will be conducting our Remembrance Day ceremony at the cenotaph and feel it would be safer for all attendees if traffic was redirected during this time. We suggest a closure of 1 block radius on all streets leading to the cenotaph. We hope this proposal receives the approval of Town Council at your next meeting. Yours very truly, Holly Mears, Chairman, Poppy Committee.
Okay, I'm going to come for a motion for that request. Councilor Curtis makes the motion. Any comments? Okay, see no comments. I would encourage everybody that can make it to come out. It's a big day in our community, so. All those in favor? Carry. Thank you. Next up.
The second letter is a letter from the Trans-Canada Yellowhead Highway Association. Dear Mayor and members of Council, on behalf of the Board of the Trans-Canada Yellowhead Highway Association, TCYHA, we extend our congratulations on your recent election. The TCYHA has a 75-year history of working cooperatively with the federal and all 4 Western provincial governments in ensuring the necessary infrastructure needs to further economic development and the safe and efficient movement of people and goods along the Yellowhead corridors. Trans-Canada number 16 and BC number 5 are being addressed. Your municipality is an important part of that history, and we hope we can count on it being part of our collective future. As a representative voice of many municipalities along both the Trans-Canada number 16 and BC number 5 highways, we look forward to continuing to work together to identify concerns and find solutions. In doing so, we strive to help our national economy by being a part of a process that facilitates effective, efficient, and enjoyable transportation options. Allow us a few moments to reintroduce ourselves to those newly elected. Although the history of the Trans-Canada Yellowhead Highway Association can trace its roots dating back to 1819 with the facilitation of moving goods from the prairies to the west coast by Iroquois Métis Pierre Boisdouin, also known as Yellowhead, the current organizational structure began in 1947. It was at this time that municipalities across all 4 Western provinces got together so that they could form one entity that would represent their collective voice on matters concerning transportation and related matters. This entity is the Trans-Canada Yellowhead Highway Association. This collective effort resulted in construction of what we now know as Trans-Canada Yellowhead Highway number 16 and its southern arm in British Columbia, Yellowhead number 5. We continue to work with governments to address ongoing highway improvements, all of which focus on increasing travel safety. We also are very active in promoting the highway as a primary means of transportation for commercial and tourist travelers. We publish a hard copy travel map guide, over 70,000 distributed through visitor information centers throughout Western Canada and Northwestern USA. And we have a website geared to travelers to help them develop their trip planning itinerary, www.goyellowhead.com. The last few years have been challenging for all of us, dealing with a pandemic and the consequential impacts it has had on our economies and general community health, physical, emotional, and financial. Now is the time, much like when the association first came to being, that a collective and collaborative voice has the potential for significant impact. We will find strength in unity more so than individually, and in doing so, come out of these trying times stronger than ever. The TCYHA will continue developing proactive approaches to promote regional tourism, and when appropriate, to expand that to pan-Western tourism. We have also are working with Indigenous tourism agencies to enhance that outreach. A communal effort will be in everyone's best interest. Each year, the members of TCYHA convene to put together resolutions that we collectively would like to bring to government's attention. We look forward to ongoing collaboration in moving forward key transportation infrastructure concerns, which will have a very positive benefits for all the constituents on and along the Yellowhead corridors and help enhance traveler safety. We invite you to share any highway concerns with us so we can work together to formulate effective strategies in getting them addressed. We encourage you to appoint a member of your council to serve as a liaison to TCYHA and act as your designated representative. We wish you safe and healthy travelers. Merv Starzik, TCYHA President, and the Mayor of the Regional Municipality of Yellowhead, Manitoba, and Paul Smith, the TCYHA Past President Life Member, Strathcona County, Alberta.
Thank you, Paul. Take a motion to receive and file this letter. Councillor Bullock makes the motion. Is there any comments? Go ahead, Councillor Bullock.
I see some value in that with tourism attracting, transportation through town, obviously. So there's an interest from me towards that anyways. So I think there's value in that.
Would you like to get some more information on it, like the cost to join that association?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
You know how much that is.
We were a member, not last term, but the term before. I was on that committee, and but we decided not to go on that committee again. So if you would want, maybe by the next meeting, we can get some more information at cost. I'm pretty sure it's a per capita cost associated with being on that committee. And we can debate the merits of it then, so.
Sure.
Okay, so we have a motion to receive and file. Is there any other comments on it? Councillor Lemko.
Yes, Your Worship. I sat on that committee for the first part of my term. The challenge with that committee is it spreads across 4 provinces, and a lot of the focus can be on BC or in Manitoba. I noticed the number of communities that were dropping off the membership through Saskatchewan and into Alberta, that they didn't see the viability of the program, Yellowhead East. So that's why we dropped out.
And I think once we get into our budget process and we look at some other boards and that we belong to and they're on per capita and stuff, you'll get to see that there's cost, and then they try to put the value to the cost, like if it's worth it and stuff. So, but Paul can definitely get that information, what the cost is, by our next meeting, and we can actually have a good conversation about it. I know that Councillor Lemko was on there for a while, and I've been on it in the past, and a lot of the meeting time at those meetings are taken up by very large municipalities, and a lot of time it's about thicknesses of pavement and in Manitoba, and it's hard to get our issues on the agenda at times, but I think that when it started out at one time, and it was a good idea, and then I don't know. I mean, we can debate it, and if you want, like I know Paul Smith very well. He's a life member on that board, and he would probably give us a little more information if you'd like to. I can get him to give you a call or something like that.
That would be fine. Phone call would be great.
So, is there any other comments on the letter? So, we're gonna vote on the motion to receive and file. All those in favor? Carried. Thank you. Cash statement. You got one more left, Paul?
Yes, Your Worship.
No
Yes, Your
problem.
Worship. This is the monthly cash statement for the month ended September 30th, 2021. We started the month with $12,963,693. In our operating and investment accounts, we ended the month with $11,526,155 in those accounts. A draw of $1,437,538. Major sources of cash during the month of September were $557,848 for property taxes and franchise fees of $89,734. And the major uses of cash outside of the normal cash requirements, the walking trail paving for $77,925, quarterly debenture payments of $284,966, miscellaneous concrete repairs of $138,362, capital works projects on the roads for $359,656, engineering costs for Southeast 17 and capital works $27,376, and the quarterly school requisitions of $538,677.
Okay, take a motion for that report. Councilor Borrell makes the motion. Any questions? Can you just tell the new councilors what the school tax?
The quarterly school, the requisitions are paid every quarter, and they are levied by the province, so they give us a bill, and we put it on our property taxes, and then we pay it every quarter to the province, or to the school boards, actually. And the total amount is about $2 million, just over $2 million.
What about the taxes that we don't collect? Do we still pay them?
Yes, we do, Your Worship.
Okay.
Whether we collect the taxes or not, we have to pay the school taxes.
Okay.
And just if I could give you an update on the tax collection where we're now at 85.9%, and the province paid us a total of $35,000 out of their $1 million so far.
That's it.
Yeah, so far.
So with 85% collection, and we would get the rest of the provinces, we actually got put on a list a month ago for not being over a certain threshold of collecting our taxes when they're the culprits.
Yeah, that's correct.
Anyway, these financial updates are good to know where we're at and how the money's getting spent. And so, if you have any questions, get a hold of Director Casey. He knows what's going on when it comes to spending money. Or collecting it too.
Both.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we have a motion. All those in favor? Carried. Thank you. Community Service Director, Rowe, you're up next.
Thank you, Your Worship. This is a request for council decision, the appointment of a council representative to the Go East of Edmonton Regional Tourism Organization. Proposal to appoint one of the council representatives from the Vegreville Tourism Advisory Board to the Go East of Edmonton Regional Tourism Organization. On October 19, 2021, an email was sent to the town of Vegreville by Go East of Edmonton, RTO, offering congratulations to all the newly elected officials and requesting that council appoint a representative to their board. Go East of Edmonton RTO is requesting a council representative to sit on their board, acting as a voice for our community and a link to the ongoing work done by Go East to promote our region as a tourist destination. To maintain continuity and to continue to foster ongoing communications between our regional stakeholders, the representative should be chosen from one of the two councillors appointed to the Vegreville Tourism Advisory Board. The financial implications: monthly meeting attendance would be paid in accordance with the council remuneration policy, number FIN-6003. The communication strategy: upon approval and appointment, Go East of Edmonton RTO would be notified by the town of Vegreville of the representing councillor. The recommendation is that town of Vegreville appoint a council representative to the from the Vegreville Tourism Advisory Board to sit on the Go East of Edmonton Regional Tourism Organization.
Okay. Take a motion with a recommendation. Councilor Riddick, and would you like to nominate somebody?
Sure, I will recommend Councillor Lemko for that committee.
Okay, thank you very much. Any debate? Question? Okay, Counselor Lemko, go ahead.
Yeah, I currently sit on that board, or sat on that board. I'm not sure if it's, discussion is, it's a new board. This has been going on for quite some time.
But it's not been a board that we've actually been a part of our, so you were on there as a,
Yep, I took over from Councillor Brodziak. She used to be the chair of that board. And then I've sat on that board for 2 years now, so I'm not sure what, this is new or, but anyway.
well, the way they're structured now, they actually have a spot for a counselor on their board now.
I was that representative on the board as a councillor. I'm wondering where this all came from, actually.
Go ahead, Sandra.
In order for it to be official board, council has to make the motion because there's a financial implication for councillors that sit on board on behalf of the town.
It wasn't within our structure before, the town structure of boards and committees that we have.
I don't have an answer to that, but I wouldn't have gotten on the board had I not been a councillor.
They sent it as a letter, so, I mean, that's what I can tell you.
I guess it's irrelevant. I'm going to be sitting on that board right from this time moving forward. So.
Okay, all those in favor of the motion? Carry. Go ahead.
This is a request for council decision, appointment of council representation to the Vegreville Regional Historical Society. The proposal is to appoint one of the council representatives to the Vegreville Regional Historic Society. In 2020, the Vegreville Regional Museum Society was dissolved. In replacement, the Vegreville Regional Historic Society has been created. The mandate of the Vegreville Regional Historic Society will be to encourage, promote, preserve, expand, and enhance the historical cultural development of the benefit of the community. The financial implications, monthly meeting attendance would be paid in accordance with the council remuneration policy, number FIN-6003. Upon approval and appointment, the Vegreville Regional Historic Society would be notified by the town of Vegreville of the representing councillor. Recommendations being, the recommendation is for the Vegreville Town Council to appoint a council representative to sit on the board of the Vegreville Regional Historic Society.
Okay, we'll take a motion for the recommendation. Councilor Lemko makes the motion. So there's a resolution and there is a new historical society right now.
Yes, it just hasn't been formally, put together. So we need to have a council representative on there to move forward as per the bylaw.
Okay, so right now the motion is that we put a counselor on.
Yes.
Okay, all those in favor? Carry. And do you want a counselor's name right now?
If we want to vote on it, then we can, or we can wait and you can discuss it amongst council.
We will.
Okay.
Okay, so we are making a motion that we will have a member on that board. And Sandra, before the week's over, you'll have a name. Good. Thank you. Yep.
Thank you,
Councilor.
Worship. Is it possible for us to receive a copy of the new bylaws that would be creating that so that we can be aware of just what all it entails? So I don't believe I have seen a rewrite of the bylaws on that, or of the society bylaws is what I mean. Thank you.
Okay, I'll have that out by email tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. Board motions. You still got one here, Phil.
This is a request for council decision. The topic is FCSS Advisory Board Member. proposal to accept Cassidy Dimitru as the new Town of Vegreville Community Member at Large with no children at home representative on the FCSS Advisory Board. This is proposed by Julie Gottselig, FCSS Manager, and the FCSS Advisory Board. At present, the FCSS Advisory Board has a vacancy for a community member at large with no young children at home representative. Cassidy Dimitru has submitted a letter indicating her willingness to serve on the Vegreville District Advisory Board. Cassidy has stated in her letter of intent that as I have wrapped up my university career and I am beginning my journey as an English teacher back in this community, I feel it would be an asset to the Vegreville District Family and Community Sports Services Board. After 8 years of being a summer student and working for the town of Vegreville in various departments, I have spent my last 3 summers working at FCSS. Having the opportunity to work with the department has taught me so much about the community and what supports it has to offer. Now that my summer student days have come to an end, I hope to continue being involved with FCSS and all the outstanding work and support it provides. The FCSS Advisory Board is pleased to recommend Cassidy Dimitru as a new member to the board and is confident that she will bring fresh and new perspectives and ideas to the FCSS and the community. Communication strategy, a letter from the Mayor's office indicating acceptance of Cassidy Dimitru's application to serve on the FCSS Advisory Board would be forwarded. Recommendation, the Town Council approves the FCSS Advisory Board motion to accept Cassidy Dimitru as a new community member-at-large representative with no young children at home on the FCSS Advisory Board for a 2-year term commencing October 18th, 2021.
Okay, I'll take a motion for the recommendation. Councilor Bullock, any discussion? Councilor Worrell.
So I was the current chair of that board, and I think I'm thankful she put her name forward. I think it will be another good addition. We've got a good rounded board with a variety of experience, a variety of background, a variety of ages, so I think it'll be a nice addition.
All those in favor? Carried. Thank you. So, for those new councilors, the next part of our agenda is council reports. And you'll be required to submit between meetings what you've been doing, what boards you've attended, and meetings that you've attended. So tonight, we're just gonna go around the table real quick here, and we're gonna start with Councilor Barry.
Thank you, Your Worship. Because of all the other activities, there's not been a lot of meetings held for the last little while. On October the 14th, MD Minburn Foundation and preliminary discussions leading up to budget that will be occurring in the next little while. So I will provide an update to the 2 new councillors just on some paperwork that I have on that to give you a heads up. And then tonight's 3 meetings. Now that's it from me, other than corn maze has been put to bed. I'd like to give a shout out to Darcy Lancevich, who's done a tremendous job of preparing it out there and getting it ready for plowed and disced and etc. I think that he sometimes gets overlooked as to the amount of effort that he puts into that, so thank you.
Okay, so a big shout out to Darcy Lancevich, and we know that Darcy spends a lot of time down there. And I know he enjoys it too, and it's a big part of what the corn maze is, so. Next up, Councillor Bullock, would you like to have a few words to say anything?
Sure, well, thanks for welcoming me aboard, and Dave didn't think I had my mic on. So anyways, and well, tonight, swearing-in ceremony, organizational meeting, and tonight's council meeting, that's new stuff for me, and happy to be here. Do what I can for our community.
Well, we're happy to have you, and we have some experience on this council, and we're expecting to get up and running in a hurry, and please, don't hesitate to ask. There's lots of experience on this council, and if you need to answer some questions, ask us to stop, and because we're gonna be going into some working meetings here pretty quick, and we'll try to keep the pace, but don't hesitate, is what I'm asking you, to ask the question.
I will do that.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Worrell.
Mine's gonna be really short because we deferred our meetings until after the election, so tonight's meeting. And just since I have the floor, one of the things that I heard a lot over our working here time, but at our doors, was that everybody's hoping as we come back that we also focus very strongly on advocacy as part of our direction moving forward. So I just want to share that with the board. I heard that at a lot of doors, and what they talked about with advocacy is doing what we're doing, continuing with programmings and continuing making decisions here, but also not forgetting that maybe we need to strongly incorporate, especially since we have a lot of strong voices on this group, strongly incorporate the next step advocacy. So I believe we're very much in a time where we're going to need to push at our provincial and federal government levels, and we're going to need to look at what's being downloaded on us as a community and do our part to do what we can here, but not forget the component of pushing forward to the people actually responsible that should be taking that on. So that's what I got. I heard it, and I said that it would be the first thing I said here. So that's what I've done. Thank you.
Well said.
Okay.
We gotta hold those two different levels of government account, because they just can't keep downloading on top of us. Councillor Lemko.
Thank you, Your Worship. I attended a library board meeting via Zoom. Most of the discussion around there was budget related as they prepare to present the budget to this council. Tonight's 3 meetings, and I did get a lot of inquiries through email regarding the business at hand in the community with the rep program. Fielded some calls around that, and I did get questioning about the speed limit in alleys, which we'll be bringing up again at some point in time. That's my report.
And where did we leave that speed limit in the alleys? Like, we were looking for some information back on that, were we not?
Yes, and we've done some research that I'll have prepared when council's ready to discuss it.
Okay, well, obviously Councillor Lemko would like to talk about it, so as soon as you can get that information, let's bring it forward. Councillor Curtis, what do you have to say?
Yeah, just happy again to be here, and thanking the town for the support and everybody that came out and voted. Looking forward to getting up to speed and searching out what goes on with all the different boards I'll be a part of. And yeah, learning from the rest of the council. So very excited, very happy, and nose to the book after this. So.
Wow, there you go. Well, we're happy to have you, and like I said, the councillor, but like, please don't hesitate to ask any questions. Okay, Councillor Rudick.
Well, since we last met, we had a few exciting things happen, most notably the election, but we did have some work in between. On the 15th, we met again with our fire services agreement, so that is an ongoing conversation with the county, one that's important, and look forward to seeing what happens as we move forward. Since we last met as well, FCM has continued on the advocacy about the RCMP retroactive pay, and there have been a number of interviews that have taken place with federal media, our national media, so that it's been carried across. But just to, again, make sure that everybody here at this table is aware, because that bill will be coming due right away. But FCM has specifically asked that Ottawa take responsibility and absorb all retroactive costs associated with the collective agreement. And that if there are any funds that were put aside by municipalities in anticipation of the negotiated settlement of agreement with the collective agreement, that money would be put forward to forward costs. So that advocacy is getting more attention nationally, and I look forward to some positive resolution as the federal government reconvenes as well. The provincial government reconvened seating today, and the federal government will be appointing their ministers, and some of the ministers are slated to stay in their same spot. So we'll look forward to seeing that advocacy continue. I just wanted to make note, as a volunteer, I sit on the Yellowhead East Health Advisory Council as vice chair, and happy to confirm, as per some of the information that Director Rowe shared, that we were able to secure a mobile COVID testing site that will be available on Mondays and Wednesdays in Vegreville, 40 and 80 spots available for mobile testing available locally, as well as some local businesses that are also available, providing testing available in their facilities. And the last thing, I just wanted to make a special thank you. There are a number of people that I've met over my last 3 terms that I've been on council. Some have been here before. I just wanted to make special note of councillors and mayors, as well as Reeves that may not have been successful this last term, but I want to say thank you to each of them for their public service. It takes bravery and courage to put your name forward, to publicly apply for a job and then get evaluated on a number of different factors that may or may not have anything to do with your actual skill set. So I want to say special thanks to all of those colleagues that have gone before me, and special thanks again to Councillors Brodziak and Waters, as well as all the candidates for the election here.
Okay, thank you very much. So I attended the fire services agreement discussions, and I had a meeting of the John S. Patuca Water Commission, and tonight's 3 meetings. And Director Rowe, what days is the mobile test clinic going to be open?
At this point, Mondays and Wednesdays, they will assess the numbers and every week and determine if an opening on Friday is required.
Okay, well, it was a collaborative effort between the hospital, the doctors, and the town, and whoever else was in there, because it was something that was desperately needed back in town, and I'm glad to see it here, so. I also have a letter that I'm going to read for everybody tonight, and it's addressed to Mayor McPhee. And it's from our CAO, Cliff Craig. This letter is my official notice that I will retire from the town of Vegreville effective January 1, 2022. I have been privileged to serve over 29 years in management positions for local government administrators in Alberta, with 16 of those years with Vegreville. I wish council, management, and the staff all the best in your future decisions and plans. Signed, yours truly, Cliff Craig. So Cliff will be retiring at the end of this year. Okay, so any other business of council? Seeing none, I adjourn this meeting.